And now it's time for my last word on the major military drill discussed earlier in the program that's taking place here through the end of the month. Some 2,500 U.S. troops have deployed here from Europe to train with Israeli air defenders against the very real and growing threat of increasingly precise rockets and missiles that will target the Israeli home front in the next war in the north. The biannual Juniper Cobra drill is the 9th since 2001, and while it may have started out as a largely symbolic opportunity for forces from both nations to train for hypothetical scenarios of coordinated battle, it's now one of the more operationally meaningful manifestations of the U.S.-Israel alliance. That's because the next war in the north may no longer be limited to fighting Iranian proxies. As we saw last month from the first ever clashes between Israel and Iranian forces based in Syria, the next war could very well involve direct conflict with Tehran. And in that case, it will no longer be hypothetical, but exceedingly likely that the U.S. will be called in for the fight. Now, obviously, the U.S. won't be sending infantry and armor to battle alongside Israel, nor does Israel want or expect Washington's help in the punishing airstrikes it promises to deliver against targets in the Lebanese-Syrian theater. But in the next war in the north, where Israel faces debilitating salvo strikes from tens of thousands of rockets and hundreds of precision missiles, each loaded with a half-ton warhead, U.S. forces on land and at sea could find themselves full partners in the mission to track, target, and ultimately intercept incoming threats. And that's why this drill is so important. It aims to hone the ability of both countries to function in wartime, not in an improvised manner as they did in the 1991 Gulf War when the U.S. deployed Patriots here against Saddam Hussein's Scuds, but as a full-fledged joint task force, from contingency planning to actual command and control of forces operating in a common network. Long gone are the days when Israel sought only U.S. money, technology, and intelligence to fortify its ability to fight its own battles. The mantra made famous by Yitzhak Rabin that not one drop of blood from a single U.S. soldier should be shed in Israel's defense no longer applies. For better or worse, the bilateral alliance has evolved to a point where U.S. blood may soon join the unprecedented levels of U.S. treasure that Washington is willing to invest on Israel's behalf. And that's all the more reason to demand sound judgment and strategic vision from leaders here and there, empowered by their people to send troops into harm's way. And that's my last word. Please join us again next week for a new edition of Strictly Security at I-24 News. And until then, wishing you a safe and pleasant evening from the Chappell Port.